live. But for sure, I'm on here every evening between 5:30 and 5:35. I'm logging on. So let's dialogue. Pop into the comment section and let me know how your week is going so far. One, and what are you most grateful for today? So we're gonna have some fun. So today I want to talk to us about a few topics that I have very close to my heart, and one of the questions that has popped up recently, as a matter of fact, it's a conversation that people are still having, and I realized that in my circle, or whether it's social media or in my close circle, we rarely have this conversation because what is going on is that a lot of us, the pandemic is still a thing, and we don't really share from a personal space as to how it's affecting us mentally, emotionally, and socially as well. So I want to talk to us about the effects that the pandemic is having on your overall well-being. How are you handling that? I would love if you can share a few tips of from your perspective, what you do to, get through your day or your week, or all those little things. I know, Gloria, you incorporated gardening. I know that's a big thing that you're very fond of, but I know there's only so much gardening that you could do, because it's exactly a year since our lives have changed as a result of the pandemic. The country being shut down, a lot of us, our loved ones, are in a whole different country from us. We haven't been able to see our families for a very long time, and I'm almost positive that that has had some effect on your overall well-being, and that's some of that's some of the things I really want to touch on. I also want to know how you're doing, and let's really try to support each other by sharing our individual perspective. We're not clinical doctors, we're not specialists, but I'm almost positive there's something that you're doing that I could probably incorporate into my routine, and it could help me as a result. Or there's something that I may be doing that you could incorporate into your daily routine, and it may help you in some form or fashion. And also this week I discovered um, Katie Couric, I think. Let me just make sure that yeah, Katie Couric. She is one of my favorite people, and she has been around for a very long time. And recently, People magazine did a feature on her, and I thought it was so interesting. So I kind of have that lineup to share. She actually went makeup free for a feature, and she did like a mini dialogue sharing her perspective of how it feels to as a woman aging and makeup and that kind of thing. So it's definitely something that I want to touch on, because I always talk about it in my when I do my demonstrations, and it's something that I really believe we could get some more value from as well. Hi Syringa, how are you? Welcome, welcome. All right, so let me read what Gloria says. I couldn't share much peas, so today I cooked peas and rice really early and shared firstly with the guys who picked up the garbage and some neighbors. I felt blessed for the entire day after this gesture. I'm telling you, this giving is a very powerful force, and we don't understand how. I mean, I know for me personally too, it feels really good to be able to give somebody. It doesn't even matter how little. Even me sharing this time with you guys and totally ignoring how I feel in my mental space sometimes, because today's one day I felt like I could just stay in bed and do nothing. But I had to get up and go out and take care of a few things. And I came back in and I decided, what? In spite of how I feel, I made this commitment. I'm going to come out here, You guys give me energy because you also make sure that you share your time with me. You could have been doing anything else on this Wednesday evening. And if you're in Trinidad and Tobago, well, at least on the west side of Trinidad, it's nice and cool and cozy. So it's the perfect kind of weather for you to just cozy up in bed with either a good book or a really nice show. And if I weren't doing this, I probably would look for something funny that would make me laugh my ass off, because there is something very powerful about laughing. So let's touch on the first, my first thing that I want us to have a conversation about. And please, I would love to have your feedback. I would really, really love to have your feedback. Hi, Charlene. How are you? It's so lovely for you to pop in. I really, really appreciate your time. And I want to say something about this beautiful queen that just popped up here. Um, I think it was back in 2002. I honestly don't even think it was my original thought. And between her and my dad, most probably. Why don't you do a class with at Critchlow Labor College? I'm like, I don't even know what academic I'm interested in. I honestly don't even remember. But I could tell you, as a result of me signing up for that communication as an effective course class and getting a distinction in the class, I can say sitting in front of the camera, learning how to do certain things on air and speaking in public and all of that. That course has helped me a lot. So, Cheryl, if you're still there, thank you. I really appreciate that you played a significant role in getting me to yeah, I don't even I am almost sure it wasn't my original desire to have to do something academic at that time. I was just bored out of my mind and in between space, and the suggestion was made and I ran with it, and it was really, really good. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. And even the psychology class that I did, it has helped a lot in terms of like how I understand personalities and deal with my clients and all that nice, delicious stuff. Hey Whitney, how are you? So the first topic that I want us to touch on, and I really appreciate your feedback. The question I'm going to ask is, how has the pandemic affected your overall well-being, and what are some of the things that you have done to keep yourself sane? Because I can tell you from my perspective, though I have been, let me see what's the best way to put this. I am not introverted, but I value my solitude big time. I When I'm not working and when I'm not out driving around, I am at home. So I think the first few months, it was extremely difficult because one of the things that I enjoy doing is going to take a walk on a regular basis, and not being able to go outside as you like and having to wear a mask and all that stuff. It really totally messed me up. And the other thing is, my work is connected to traveling. I have not been able to even see what a plane looks like beyond going to Tobago. I have not been able to see my family in over a year. My dad is not well, and every single day I pray and I ask God to keep him, because of course I would love to be able to spend time with him again at some point in the future. So all those little things are things that we have to try to manage as a result of the pandemic. From my perspective, work is not being consistent, and when you don't have a consistent source of income, it messes with your overall self-esteem. One. Number two, it makes you, if you're not always aware, it makes you feel worthless when you can't take care of your responsibilities in a timely manner. So there's so much to manage in that thing. So what I really want you guys to share with me, because I know I'm not the only one that's dealing with this, because I don't know if you guys, how many of you using the iPhone, and how many of you are a part of the Clubhouse. If you don't know what the Clubhouse is this super awesome app that allows people to connect from all over the world, and it's a voice activated app. And a few nights ago, I was on my phone and I saw this chat room popped up, and I decided to pop in to see what they were talking about. And I was totally blown away because the conversation they were having was, how has the pandemic affected the same thing that I'm asking, as well as how you're dealing with depression and all these kinds of things. Because for the US, I know it's even more intense in the USA. It probably, and intense here in Trinidad as well, because one of the things that I know, I'm not irresponsible, I'm gonna do what I need to do, but picture this: I just leave my house. The last thing I do before I leave my house, wash my hands, put some moisturizer on, and as soon as I'm not living far from where I'm going to, less than maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And as I get there, I have to wash my hands again. God knows what the soap that they have there, what it's about. And it's like, to me, it just feels like even a hassle to get out of the house, to have to deal with that stuff. Because while you or me may be very consistent in doing the right thing, I have observed that there are people who would just walk right off the street and walk right into the thing. And it was also interesting to notice that in the beginning, when there was a security at the door monitoring people, making sure that they either wash or sanitize their hands, it was a thing. It wasn't nothing. But the minute it kind of slack off, like everybody just doing their own thing. So there's a lot of pressure. I mean, I don't even jump into public transportation if I could avoid it. Because that's how, I'm not scared. I'm not freaked out, but it just is an issue going about your daily lives, interacting with people when you don't know who is who and how responsible some people are. So there's a lot of pressure. So how are you guys dealing with that? What are some of the things that you're doing? And I'm just gonna pop in and read some comments while you guys think. Whitney says, I'm doing well, hope you are too. Yes, Whitney, I'm doing really well. So please share how the pandemic has affected you, your overall well-being. How's your social life? What are you doing to handle it? Gloria says, I got deeper into meditation sessions and praying for others. I miss traveling because we were planning a trip to Greece for last year. Oh my gosh, Greece is one of my, I don't know what it is about that place, but my soul is calling me to Greece. I particularly have three islands in mind that I want to jump on in Greece: Couric, Santorini, and Mykonos Island. And you know what is interesting? For the last few weeks, every time I open my newsfeed, all I'm seeing is like it's flooded with pictures of Greece. So it's almost like somebody reading my mind and publishing stuff out there. So it's calling me again. So I pray that, within another year or so, we'll be able to travel and not have to worry about all these restrictions and stuff. Welcome, welcome, Nicole Joseph. I appreciate that you sending me good vibes. I thank you so much. Nicole, I have to tell you something. Let me say it real quick. So Nicole was my guest that I had last week. So when I'm looking through my schedule, I'm seeing I have Nicole's schedule for the 31st of August. I'm not August, 31st of March. And I'm like, well, how come we had a thing? Am I having deja vu? Did we really had it earlier? Because in that moment, I honestly thought there was like some kind of deja vu going on. I even went back to the conversations that we had via WhatsApp. And in every single conversation, I said March 31st. But I tell you, the conversation that we had last week, it was super powerful, but it was just like mind blowing. It's about, wait a minute, did both of us think that last Wednesday was the 31st? So that was the most amusing thing that happened to me within the last I think I discovered it over the weekend. And I was like, how did that really happen? And then I say, you know what, God, it was supposed to be like that. The universe just lined up everything, because that day was a rainy day. I didn't even double check on the date, nothing. So I was like, wow. And if I didn't have the evidence of the pictures and the video, I would really would have thought that I was dreaming, that I had the experience, and it did not happen physically because of all the conversations that we had, and specifically stated the 31st. But anyways, it was awesome. I appreciate your time. So what we were talking about today is how has the pandemic affected your overall well-being, and what are some of the things that you have done in the last year to keep yourself sane and grounded? So while some of you may want to share, I really appreciate that if everybody who's here could share something, because we want to be able to empower each other. So that's what this is about. So I'm going to just read another comment. I saw, let me open this up. So I hope you guys are having the most amazing day, and I hope that you could also share this with your friends, share it on your page so more people could benefit from what we're talking about here today. So where is that? Come on. I hope that you could also, right. So yes, comments. Let's go to the comment section. Why isn't it opening up? Right. And Gloria, your meditation is really a big deal, because one of the things that I notice is the days when I tend to feel overwhelmed, and I force myself to sit quietly for a few moments, it really does make a huge difference. Sometimes I could literally feel my head spinning, because it's like, it's not I'm overthinking, but just everything that is happening that you have no control of, it does make you feel anxious. So I'm reading the comment that Cheryl made. And Cheryl, by now you should know my name is spelled with two L's. So remember, my name is spelled with two L's, especially for official purposes. But I'm very anal like that. I love when people pay attention enough to spell my name correctly. So yeah, Paula with two L's. Paula, you're spiritual, highly self-confident. The pandemic has brought out the best in you regarding your coping mechanism. Oh my gosh, well, at least it looks so well. Yes, because honestly, I haven't lost my mind yet, and well, I shouldn't say yet. I'm not expecting to lose it anytime soon, but I'm so grateful that you know I had that to work with, because I could tell you, if I didn't had a spiritual foundation, I honestly do not know how I would have coped, because it's a lot. Like, I mean, I'm going to talk about something. I think this also falls on the mindfulness. And a lot of times you meet people very casually, or they may not even look impressive to us in that moment. But those are the people, when you fast forward in time, those are the people who God will use in your life in a tremendous way. So one of the things that I want to share, or want to bring to your consciousness right now, is be very mindful of people who you may meet, whether it's on a casual basis or just in passing. Always be kind to even the I don't want to use a derogatory comment, but even to the stranger who may look like if they're nothing, they are going to be something at some point in the future. Because where I am living now, in hindsight, I could safely say God has handpicked this place and handpicked these people. It wasn't my personal choice, because a lot of the elements did not line up with what I wanted at the time. And one of the deal breakers for me when I was choosing a place where I wanted to live was, I wanted, because I didn't have my own transportation at the time, and I really wanted to be in a place where transportation was easy access, and I would have been able to not have to worry about not being able to drive or whatever the case is, right? And when I saw the space that I'm in now, 12 years later, advertised. I couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe that it was still available. And like I said, one of the things that was a major requirement for living here was to have your own transportation. The agent who was handling the space, he said to me, Paula, apart from not having your own transportation, is there anything about a space that you don't like? Because I have the feeling that you're perfect for these people. I don't want to call a name, and because I'm protecting their privacy. I have a feeling that you're perfect for them. So out of all the people who want to have this space, I would love if you could have it. So, everything was set up. I came, I had the meeting, we hit it off immediately. And I could tell you that God has used me in their lives in a tremendous way and used them in my life in a tremendous way as well. Because maybe, who knows, because I trust God so much that I know that if it wasn't where I am now, He would have still had chosen the best space for me that would have worked out perfectly. Because it's not an easy thing to be in a position where you're behind in your rent and you can't even leave the country. I tell you, at one point, that was my predicament last year when the country shut down and no money is coming in. The house rent is due, no other options. I was like, oh my God, my landlord and I usually laugh about it. So I say, I said, if you should decide that you don't want me here anymore, I don't know where the hell I'm gonna go because I can't even jump on a plane to say I'm going home. So all those little things, could really mess with your mind. And I thank God every single day that I am grounded spiritually because I trust God in every step of the way. Yes, Les Brown. And I still have some of my favorite quotes from him that, and I still listen to him even after all these years. So that is one of my things. And for the first couple of months, when I still had my car, I would jump in and I would go driving. I remember one of those evenings, I was just craving for some fresh air. So I got out about maybe that around that time. The supermarkets were still closing at 6. So I came out closer to the time when the supermarket would be thing. Went and get my stuff and decided, oh, I'm gonna take a drive down the road. My favorite place to drive down to is Shagaramas. As I come around the bend, one roadblock. It was just me in the car. So the police officer stops me and says, what is your business in Shagaramas? I was like, I didn't realize I needed a business to have a business in Shagaramas. Is there some kind of restriction? Are we under, what they call it, a curfew that I'm not supposed to be on the road? I said, all I'm trying to do is take a drive to get some fresh air. So he said, well, ma'am, the only fresh air you're going to have is for you to turn right away around and head back home. I was like, what the hell? That was the most traumatic experience because it gets to you. After a point, you just want to come out, you just want to go out, you just want to get some air. It don't necessarily mean that you have to talk to somebody. And then with me, the only time I really interact with people is when I go out to work. And my clients and I have this really cool connection. We always huggy, touchy, feely. And it's like, now you're at that stage where you don't know it's okay for you to hug the person. How do you greet people? Is it okay to come close? And it's like, oh my God, when is this going to be over? But I think a year later, people are a lot more chilled, I suppose. And I have friends, the people who I'm close to, and we would hug from time to time, but it's still something that is very, very uncomfortable. How are you guys dealing with that? So that's one of the things that's been on my mind. What about depression? How do you deal with that? How do you deal with those days when you get so down because you can't see your family, you can't jump on a plane and travel when you want to? It's like this whole readjustment that had to happen for us to survive the day. And for people like me, who my well-being is dependent on my well-being is dependent on social activities happening. So it's really crazy. It's tough. So yes, Gloria, let me see what you say here. At first, I was getting paranoid because I was afraid to leave the house. I had that same thing too. It was even pain with my son here in the house. My gardening helped a lot to calm me down. That was real therapy. After my morning walk, I attend to my house plants, vegetables. Yes, COVID. We, yes, I did a lot of cooking as well too. I baked for the first time as well. But thank God, I am one of the lucky ones. I have not gained any weight. But one of the things that I discovered, I think it was last December, I have I rediscovered my passion for cooking, which more or less I was telling some friends of mine recently, I mean, I'm not dissing my mom, but I learned to cook because of my dad. My father, I grew up in a house where my dad, the man is cooking, just as everybody else. And my dad, when he decides to cook, just don't be hungry. I can tell you that. Don't be hungry when he decides to cook because everything has to be well put together. The kitchen have to be clean, everything have to be packed away, everything have to be organized. The meats are prepared in one thing. You have to cut up stuff in a certain way and whatever. So I used to be the sous chef. So it's just like it's not one of those things that I personally think about, like how some women say, oh, I hate cooking or whatever. It for me, it is therapy. I enjoy cooking. So one of my friends set me up Christmas time, and ever since then, every now and then, she said, P, why don't come over and cook? So yesterday I did a spread for them yesterday. And every time I cook, I do something really different. So we had a wonderful time. And hi, Clifford. Yes, I am so. I hope you could cook and your wife is going to be so happy because I think for me, one of my top things for my life partner is that he must be able to cook. I do not know how to relate to a man who cannot cook. So I hope that you are very good at whatever you decide to do. So let me know what is your favorite dish. If you have a favorite dish that you like to cook, do share. Hey Karen, I hope that you're enjoying your vacation. Thank you for popping in. I'm surprised that you were able to pop in. So yeah, so that's the whole thing with the pandemic. And I was telling you earlier about the clubhouse. I'm popping in and I heard all these different people sharing about how they handle their depression and how they handle dealing with the pressure of not being able to see their families and not being able to socialize. And a lot of people take up yoga, they practice mindfulness, they practice journaling, and those are some of the things that help. And for me, now that this clubhouse is out there, it's a good thing for me to be able to pop into all these different clubs and just listen to people getting real about how they handle these stories and how they handle all these different things and what are some of the things that they do. I'm not into pets, so if I'd have to depend on a pet to survive, I'm probably gonna die. Hi, Clivy said my favorite is potato leaves sauce and stew fish potato leaves. Okay, I didn't know the as in sweet potato leaves. Oh well, Winette, I would love to one of these days. Up to yesterday, like I said, yesterday I prepared a spread for one of my friends, and we had some. She had some friends over, and when I was done with them, they had a blast. One person spread out in the chair, so I can't move. Yes, so we had a wonderful time. So let's move on to my next favorite thing. So let's take a moment to share what we're most grateful for. It don't necessarily mean in this very moment, but oh, it's an African Sierra Leone dish. Okay, okay, that sounds interesting. Wow. You know, I love to pop in on different cooking shows, and it's amazing, especially the I think is in Thailand. They cook almost everything. I see they making curry with bamboo shoots, the banana leaf flour, all the things that we would probably discard on this in this side of the world. They cook everything. So that's interesting. I enjoy looking at those shows that feature culture of different cultures and what they eat and how they eat and stuff. And I really do I would definitely take. Oh, jollof rice. Yes, I know jollof rice because I spent some time and I don't know if I ever shared this with you, but in a few years, well, not a few years ago, wow, so much time passed by already. I had the opportunity to spend 6 weeks in Accra, Ghana. So I learned, I enjoyed their version, and I figured their version is the original version because once it come out of Ghana, it would have been you know, they would have done it differently. But I had it in Ghana, and I remember the first restaurant I've been to, and you go to the side of the restaurant, and there's this big pond with all these different types of fishes. The fish is still alive, and you pick whatever you want from the pond, and the next thing you know, within about 20 minutes, it's on your plate. First place I've experienced that, which is in Ghana. So yes, Karen, I'm enjoying my vacation. Oh, great. I'm so happy to hear that. And I love all the pictures that you shared with me. And I hope you guys continue to have a wonderful time. And welcome, Joanne. Welcome, Song Lyric TT. All of you who are there, don't just be a spectator. Please share. We were talking about um oopsie, sorry. Don't just be a spectator. Sorry. That was me. I shifted something. What we were sharing about right now is how has the pandemic affected your overall well-being, and especially because I know there are a couple of artists that I saw on here, and I don't know how you guys are making it because you know our bread and butter is all about people going out and people having functions and all these different things. So how have you been dealing with it? And I would just love if we could exchange coping mechanisms. That would be really awesome. Yeah. And then the other thing is, what are you most grateful for? Whether it's in this particular moment or for the week. And I will share from my perspective. I have a whole long list of gratitude. But for this moment, there are a few things that I want to share, and I don't think a lot of people place much emphasis. When was the last time you went through your body and you just give thanks to every organ that is functioning and keeping you alive? When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you place your hands on your eyes and you say, thank you, eyes? Because you're functioning in a full capacity, I can see very clearly. Don't mind I need glasses to read, you know, but I can see everything so clearly. Anything within my arm's length, I'm good. Anything outside of my arm's length, I need my glasses, but I still lay my hands on my eyes and I still give thanks. I give thanks for my skin because skin is the biggest organ in our body and it's the most neglected because especially because I've been dealing with women for a very long time and I've had the opportunity to work on the retail side of the makeup business, and I've had the opportunity to meet all these different types of women. And one of the things that I've noticed is that women come in with the worst skin issue. and they would never ask about a skincare product. Everybody's obsessed with purchasing product that will cover up. You have issues with your hair, instead of thinking about, okay, what I can do in terms of my diet, how can I enhance my diet, what vitamins can I take to work it from the inside out. I'm sharing that is to bring it to your consciousness that whatever you put on the inside reflects on the outside. You could have healthy skin, hair, and nails by just the way you take care of yourself, right? So we need to really and I know too, I don't know how it happened, but it seems as though there's some kind of program that happened that women think when you mention skincare, they automatically think, oh, I don't wear makeup, so I don't need to use anything. But guess what? Sorry, I just saw two lizards dart out from a little part of the ceiling, and I don't know if they catch and play on the wall. But once they stay all the way over there, I'm gonna be good. I know some ladies can relate to this. The lizards playing on the wall. Anywho, so from what I understand, our natural skin cycle, cells renewing, they say every 28 days to 6 weeks. So because your skin's is a living organ and the cells are renewing itself, soap and water is not gonna do much justice. Your skin needs moisture to stay soft and subtle and youthful, and it also needs the nutrients from the inside. So give thanks for your skin and invest in products. I would be remiss if I don't talk about skincare maybe almost every time you see me on. Invest in skincare products, and it don't have to be anything phenomenal. Right in your kitchen, there are things that you could use. Everything is Googleable. Go on Google and you could find home care remedies that you could use. One of the most important things after moisturizing is exfoliation. If you want to stay nice and youthful for a very long time, include exfoliation in your skincare routine, and not just your skin and your face, head to toe. And tell me about it in about 4 weeks. You will immediately notice the thing. I know, Whitney, you laughing at. The two lizards catch and play on the wall. If you see them running behind one another and jumping and carrying on, I said, "What's y'all stay over there? Don't come here, I good." Yeah, um, so gratitude. Give thanks for. I mean, check in with your heart. How does my heart feel in this moment? You could just close your eyes and you connect, and for that, just for a few seconds, I give thanks to my heart for functioning. I give my arteries, I thank you for working. I thank you for being clear. I thank you for being that vessel that's keeping me alive. So go through the whole thing, your throat, your ear. I thank God that I can hear. I thank God that I could speak. I give thanks, and I'm grateful that I have all my teeth in my mouth, even if you don't. So gratitude is not just about saying, "Oh, I'm thankful for life." I'm sure my organs appreciate me so much because I could feel my liver. I'm grateful for my liver. And I mean, they say your body talks to you. If you develop an intimate relationship with yourself, you can understand or you could feel when something is now going well. I sometimes feel my kidney, and my kidneys tell me, "Oh, you need to drink more water." So I am grateful for my kidney. So that is my gratitude thing for now. And I am looking to see what you're sharing, because I hope you're not just listening to me, because this is why I do one-on-one conversations, so you guys can have an opportunity to share your perspective as well. Whitney, what are you laughing at? Okay, I'm gonna Google it. Cliffy, jollof rice, Sierra Leone is the best. Okay, great. So I'm gonna Google it, and once I can find the recipe here, the next time I'm cooking for my friends, I'm gonna definitely try it. So recommend a nice if you're gonna have friends over, some of your favorite dishes, and you could always share it with me. I'm going to Google it, and once you can find the ingredients, I'm going to cook for my friends one of these days. So what I'm going to do is, I have the Katie Couric interview that I have lined up. I'm going to play it for you real quick. It's only about maybe, I think, 3 or 4 minutes. I'm going to play it for you because I love some of the things that she said. And I believe it will be a blessing to you as well, because I have a lot of friends and followers who are over 50, as well as I think the younger women also need to hear this too, because I think when you're young, you think you're going to stay youthful forever. But it's so important to understand the connection between makeup and skincare.
Interesting, because I think if you wear too much, it's really aging. If you wear none, it's terrifying. So I think you just have to have the right amount to kind of enhance yourself, but not try to cover up who you are or the experiences and laugh lines that you have.
Right. So Katie is talking about how much makeup is too much makeup, and
since I'm not on television every day, I don't have to do, the full spackle treatment. But I have been putting on a little bit when I do Zoom interviews or Instagram lives, or, have interviews where I'm at a conference or something like that. But in general, I've been wearing a lot less makeup. And it's so funny because now people are saying to me, we don't like you with all that makeup anymore. I think people appreciate showing the real you. And it's been nice to hear people say, we like you just the way you are.
Yes, that's powerful, huh? So drop some comments, ask some questions.
Makes a world of difference.
I think so
my
too.
Eyelashes are pretty light, and my eyes kind of disappear when I don't have mascara on.
Oh, this is her sister right here.
Mascara from CVS is my go-to. And I also think lipstick makes a world of difference.
It sure does.
I probably have stayed away from a lot of makeup trends. I think I probably overdid it on the eyeliner early, and I still probably do actually. So I kind of look like I have raccoon eyes, which is not a good look, ladies. But I think all in all, I've had professionals. I've been lucky enough to work with professional makeup artists who are really talented and have made me look pretty good through the years. When it comes to like my beauty regimen, my husband and I were laughing because he said, I think I do more stuff than you do. I
love that about a man who takes care of himself.
Keep my skin and my whole body hydrated. I try to have a healthy diet. Cookies are my downfall, so my name is Katie and I'm addicted to cookies. But I'm really working on trying to eat healthier, and I think that really does have an impact on not only how you feel, but then how you feel has a real impact on how you look and how you act. And not to sound cliched, but I think living a life where you're happy, engaged, have gratitude, feel connected to your friends and family and loved ones and to the world at large, I think that's the most important beauty secret of all.
That is powerful, huh? What are your thoughts?
I think when we start seeing women as they age and appreciate the beauty that comes with that, I think that women will stop trying to look young all the time.
Yes.
And I think honestly it's such a novelty that we've been so conditioned to see young faces that when you see someone who's older, it's almost like and we need to stop that. We need to start celebrating and appreciating women at every age.
Exactly.
One of the most exciting things I've noticed in our culture is beauty has become much more inclusive. I think we're celebrating all different kinds of beauty, different ethnicities, different sizes and shapes, and are really kind of going a little deeper when it comes to beauty. I think people feel less pressure to conform to a specific definition of beauty, and I think that is awesome. And
I think
it's really changed my perception of beauty as well.
Yep. So that's a little clip of Katie Curry, and she was interviewed by People Magazine, and they literally featured her with no makeup. And I love everything she said in that interview, especially the part where she says, um, uh, we should embrace women at every age because all of us are beautiful at any age, at any stage. So the next time we have a conversation, I would love to know what your thoughts are about getting older. For me, I was never one of those women who was afraid of aging. I love who I am at 52. I absolutely adore myself in this stage, in this body, everything about me. I am grateful that my skin is still decent. I don't have on any makeup other than some mascara because if I didn't have on mascara and I was out from earlier today, and if I did not have and some lip balm. This came in a little kit, one of my eyelash kits, London Lash, and I love it so much I use it all the time, especially when I'm not wearing makeup. It keeps my lips nice and moist, and it smells amazing. So I know for most women, because they're not going outside of the house, they don't do anything. But ladies, I'm telling you, is the worst thing that you can do to yourself and your skin. When you get up in the morning, you have your daily bath routine. It should include your skincare regimen in there too. Moisturize, put some lip gloss on. And for me, one of the things that I've had different seasons during this pandemic, because when you look at yourself in the mirror, sometimes you just look, well, for me, I should speak for me. Sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I just look drag. And as I look drab, I tend to feel drab. So sometimes when I get up in the morning and I have my bath routine, I will put on some lip gloss or some lip balm and mascara because it's the one thing that helps to wake myself up. And you know, your image is a huge boost to your self-confidence as well as your self-worth, because everything is while everything is an inside job. For me personally, my outward appearance has a huge impact on how I feel on the inside. So I don't mind going the extra mile. Some days I get up, I want to feel cute, I put some mascara on, make sure my skin is moisturized, and I put some lip balm on. So that's it for uh, the conversation today. I don't know if you have any questions that you want to ask before I pop off, but next month I have an amazing lineup of guests. We're going to be focusing the entire conversation next month on, well, I shouldn't even say next month because next month is tomorrow. Oh my gosh, yes. So the entire conversation for the month would be focused on mental health. I have a few therapists lined up and we're going to have a great time. So I hope that you will be a lot more interactive with, you know, maybe asking questions in advance. So, like when I have the person on, I will be able to specifically ask them based on what you think. So, I don't mind if you submit your questions and inquiries, anything to do with mindfulness, anything to do with depression, or how you managing your time, all that stuff, because we still need that support. We're not out. Life is not back to normal yet, you know, and everybody don't know how to manage this stuff, so we need to support each other. So I have the professionals that will be coming in for the next 3 sessions back to back. Everybody said yes, so I just have to follow up now and you know, finalize their commitment. So next week Wednesday we're going to be having some fabulous tips and practices and all that good delicious stuff. So if there aren't any other questions or comments, I'm going to just scroll through one more time to see if there's anything. In the meantime, I just want you to know that I really do appreciate your time. You could have been doing anything else, but you choose to spend your Wednesday for 1 hour with me, and I so appreciate you. I so appreciate you so much. And I want you to continue to have a fabulous rest of the evening, an amazing rest of the week. and I could safely wish you guys happy new month. I don't know. I remember April 1st is called All Fools Day, right? So I know you guys, some of you might have some fun tomorrow with that particular date. So I wish you love, I wish you light, I wish you bountiful blessings in everything that you do. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I don't see any more comments or questions. When I'm done with this, I'm going to just scroll back through to see if I would have missed anything. Yes, Gloria, I know you have to go. Your programs have also helped me a lot during the pandemic, hence the reason why. Yes, I'm so grateful. Cause trust me, this has helped me a lot because I could tell you this. If I did not have this, oh my God, I honestly do not know what I was going to do. Because, like I was telling a friend of mine today, sometimes it feels as though you just have 3 days in a week. Sunday, Wednesday, and maybe Friday. And by the time Friday finishes, Sunday. And by the time Sunday finishes, Wednesday. Because it's like yesterday, I think it was last night, I realized, oh snap, it's Wednesday. I haven't prepared a show. What am I going to, I mean, I had an idea what I wanted to talk about because I knew that I was going to be by myself and stuff like that. So I say, you know what, God, I'm going to just totally surrender to you and you just, let's go with the flow. And I had a wonderful time talking to you. Thank you, Whitney. When you see your mom, please give her a big hug for me. Pan session via Zoom. That's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Well, I love you guys and talk to you soon, Gloria. I appreciate you, Erla. I appreciate you with me. I appreciate you, Cliffy, my friend. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Karen, I appreciate you. Cheryl, thank you for popping in. I'm not sure if you're still there, but I appreciate that you took some time and you popped in and you contributed. I appreciate Nicole for popping in and all the persons who are going to watch the just click hashtag replay and please share, share, share. I'm hopeful and that we could, as a result of us sharing our perspectives, we will be able to help a few more people as well. So I'm not the expert of any of this. I just trying to maybe help myself too. So I appreciate you again. And we will talk soon. Oh, your mom is watching? Tell her I say hi. Just give her some big hugs. Tell her I miss her so much. I miss her wonderful cooking. Oh my gosh, I tell you. You're one lucky child. So, talk to you guys soon. Toodaloo. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Have a good one. And be safe, okay?